Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of GunnerKing's Call. It's great to be here today. We've got lots of news to share. We've got Canners on, one of the residents here at the Armoury TV.
How you doing, sir?
Man, it's really, really sunny today, man. So, yeah, we'll try and zap through things quickly so I can get back on the balcony to enjoy the sunshine, man. But yeah, no. Um, Lots of exciting news, as I said, that we're going to go through this weekend. We're really seeing things starting to pick up the pace now. The first story that I wanted to get into today, Arsenal have confirmed signing number 2, Albert
Oh,
Sambi Lokonga, has joined today, officially been confirmed, and is in training. Will potentially be joining the squad on the trip to Florida. Sorry, Inter Milan are talking about pulling out. Apparently, we'll get into that in a minute. But Albert Sambi Lokonga is officially an Arsenal player, and I just want to take a leaf out of Nigerian Englishman's book and. Do. You're going to be hearing this on the terrace.
oh my God! Yeah, listen, tremendous.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good stuff.
But yeah, Canners, it'd be good to hear your thoughts about this transfer.
I think it's positive for us. We obviously need reinforcements in midfield. We know that Guendouzi's gone. Xhaka's going. And that's all but done. And the thing is, what we need to do is, as much as the Songa is a welcome addition, what we need is improvements to the first team.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that the club needs to now actually start, working on. Listen, he I don't think he's yet, and probably he'll be the first to admit that he's not nowhere near the finished article yet because of his age. He's young, but listen, I'm excited. Actually, no, let me calm down a bit. I'm quietly pleased and confident that business that is supposed to be done in order to address key areas is being done. I guess Ben White is another one that we're waiting on as well. But Lokonga at the moment for midfield, very, very, very welcome addition. The club now need to get on and press on with the business that they're doing. So let's see how it all goes, how it all pans out.
Yeah, and I think it's a great signing for us. I think it is definitely one for the future. I think looking at last season, the two major problem areas were when Tierney got injured, and Partey, I think, really entered last season with no preseason, stepping up to the demands of the Premier League physically. I think that definitely took its toll on him 100%. Physically. And what we saw was, in the absence of these two players, we really struggled. And look, I don't think he's a first team player right now, but he definitely, got it in him, in a season or two to kind of take that status. Partey is obviously at the age of 28 now, so he's got someone great to learn from. But obviously, Partey's best years pretty soon are going to be behind him. I wouldn't say that's quite the case yet, but
I think we got a good 2 to 3 years with Partey. So basically, I think we've got more than enough time for Partey to cement himself, do bits for us, and bring on, in 2-3 years time, Lokonga is going to be a beast. That's the hope. But yeah, it's hopefully things are starting to move now with us. If you really check it now, we haven't really got that long a time really until the start of the season. So
Our first game's on the 14th, of August.
Yeah, so we've got less than a month, less than 4 weeks. If you really check it, that's not really that much time. So hopefully comes on board. I'm not sure. Is he going straight over to Florida with the team? Yeah. I did see some.
That they did want him in the squad in time to be considered. The paperwork's in place, so I'd suppose that he'd definitely be able to play. But the question will beg whether he takes him or not. I think he will take him. Whether or not he plays him a great deal, be yet to be seen. But
and just want to go back to, I think there's a comment by Omondi. I'm not sure if I. And I think he was in the he made his he got drafted to the Belgium squad, didn't he, in March for the first time. So listen, and then obviously he's got praise from Thierry Henry, and I think we can get players. The Belgian talent actually is something which you've got a good few talents coming out from there. Your likes of obviously Company back in the day when he come from Anderlecht. Then you've got Tielemans, obviously De Bruyne. Or they've had a bit of a golden generation at the moment, and it seems to be kind of going along in the right way. And let's hope if LOKONGA has anything, has the upward trajectory like Tielemans, then hey. Thanks, James. If he has the upward trajectory just like Tielemans at a tender age, we've got a heck of a talent on our hands. So I'm positive.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he's shown glimpses of that talent. I think the main things that stood out from me from the clips I've seen of him is his passing range, his ability to play out of pressure as well.
Yeah,
he seems to like receiving or not mind and be a bit more comfortable receiving the ball in tight areas. He can progress the ball with his carrying as well.
Yeah,
and I think what underpins that ability is a physical presence for someone his age, which is beyond his years, and the athleticism that goes with that. In terms of his endurance, his pace, and his dribbling ability as well. Obviously, it's going to be a very different thing doing that in the Premier League when you've got less time on the ball, when the press and the intensity of it is much higher, and where that is much more of a regular facet of the league that you're playing in. However, if you do have that underlying kind of athleticism in your makeup already, then the development path to being able to acclimatize, to that kind of raising in the profile of the physical intensity should be suited, to being able to adapt. I think technically speaking, a few things I'd say his game looks like he needs to develop. It would maybe be a bit more on the defensive side with positioning, awareness, and tackling. But he does make a lot of interceptions, or he did.
I don't want to be drawn into the whole comparisons things with with Vieira and all that kind of stuff. No. Let's let the boy kind of find his feet, get acclimatized, comfortable, and hey, I'm quietly excited about this chap. So it's a very good squad player to have for now, and obviously someone we're looking for in the future to obviously take on and move us up and up and up. So let's hope that happens. Let's hope.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I think the standard really is improving. It's centrally in midfield. Yeah, I agree with you that we need to now look at players that can improve our first team squad. I think the need to
I'd say the first 11. The first
11. Sorry, to put that correctly. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we're not going to need a massive squad going into next season. So I think we've kind of got the right faces around. Even if we kept Willock, if we didn't loan him out or sell him, You know, I think him and LOKONGA, they kind of got different complementary profiles. Willock's a bit better probably in the final third as a box-to-box midfielder. LOKONGA's probably a bit more rounded and could, you know, offer a bit more assistance in our end of the box as well, as in the final third. And then I think, I think what we need to look at now is some real stellar quality in the center of midfield. You know, the guys we're looking at, Locatelli, Basuma, Neves, you know, securing one of those guys, maybe two. Look, I mean, look, if we've got rid of Guendouzi with an obligation to buy, we've got rid of, we're getting rid of Torreira. Apparently he's going Lazio. He's definitely, or if he doesn't, he's definitely going to leave. That's a chunk of money. And we're getting rid of Xhaka. That's three guys that in the last 12 to 18 months have been first.
They have to be replaced, right?
I mean,
if you have to be replaced.
If you're looking at like-for-like replacements for those, then why not look at two of those three targets that I just named in Neves, Locatelli, and a Basuma?
100%. You know, they've got to be replaced at the end of the day. If the amount of players that are going to be shipped out, that's funny. Cheers, James. You know, we have to replenish those areas, and the thing is that you touched on Willock there, and I'm really interested to see how he pans out. As I said before in the reaction show that we had at the weekend, a lot of it for him, I think, is all about confidence and the people having confidence and belief in him to do the job. So he's not under that, you know, total immense pressure.
Boy, the snapback jokes are coming through.
They're killing us.
Honestly,
killing us. Oh my God.
Man. We're trying to do a show here, yeah, people. Come on,
we're trying to be serious here, but I have to say, Chuck D, man. Back in the day.
I mean, personally, I'll take that comparison all day long. Yeah.
But I don't think he had a beard. But anyway, now top one. Thanks, Jem.
I see what Jems did there.
Yeah. Listen, it's a good start. We've made a good start. There's obviously other signings that have been kind of, you would say, 95% confirmed, which I'm sure you'll come on to. But it's a good start, and I'm quietly confident with the way that we're progressing at the moment. So yeah, let's see. I think the next couple of weeks going to be big for us.
Yeah, look, the main thing that I'm liking to see is getting young players in that can improve.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they're not the finished article, and I tell you now, hand on my heart, he's going to make mistakes, LOKONGA.
Of course,
I'm attuned to that. You know, the young players that we're bringing in, they're going to make mistakes. They might not be for the here and right now, but as long as we see incremental improvements over a 2 or 3 year window, if we can get back into Europe, and then we look a lot more attractive to clubs at the end of next summer, where we've got this good crop of youngsters that are coming up and improving, and leaders, technical and really established leaders and top players want to obviously join us, join that adventure. So look, that's what I like to see, more of that. Sort of moving on to the next stories that we've got here.
This is the one.
I mean, let's just look at let's look at all of these in one fallow swoop. So it's looking like we are very interested in our other clubs have now joined and lodged interest in him due to their plans changing, namely Liverpool, Manchester United, and for some reason the Trophy Dodgers, as if they stood a chance even with just us in it. But look, whatever.
Even without European football, players will still come to us before going to Spurs.
This is a fact, yeah. So they've entered the race for Aouar, and Ben White is looking done. We've agreed the fee. He's back from holiday on the 26th of July, and I believe that's when his medical is penciled in. So pending medical approval, Ben White is looking done. Aouar, we are now in a race that is hotly it's a hotly contested. I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend that going up against United and Liverpool when they can offer Champions League football is going to be a walk in the park. What I would say is, if you were looking at it from a football perspective, maybe Arsenal aren't where they are or where they need to be. But in terms of the gaps and the deficiencies in our midfield compared to Liverpool's and United's, it could almost be argued that he stands more of a chance of playing more regular first-team football and establishing himself as a mainstay of our team than it would be for theirs, no?
That's a kind of twofold thing, because look, if you're I understand fully what you're saying, but if you have the mindset of you're a footballer and you want to kind of win things and you want to kind of test yourself with the best, then you back yourself, really. You say to yourself, do you know what? Okay, fair enough. He doesn't see me as a first choice, maybe at Liverpool or whatever, but you know what? I'm going to show him that I am first choice. So I understand what you're saying, but as a professional or whatever, they might back themselves. But conversely, again, they might just say, do you know what? Yeah, I don't know. He might have a plan. He might have a plan with his own career. He might say, look, okay, I'll sign a 3 or 4 year contract with Arsenal. I'll spend 3 years there. If we're not looking like we're doing anything, then I'll make sure that I'm in a position where my performances have been of a high standard, and use us, sad to say, as a stepping stone to a bigger club. Not many, but
I'm open to that at this stage. And the thing is, people were saying the same thing about Locatelli. Oh, how would you feel about him not prioritizing Arsenal? Look, this is where we are now. And if it means quality players come in for a few years, use our platform to go to a bigger club, we get profit in the process, and we can reinvest that into.
Well, I think if we demonstrate,
we can actually get to a place where we need to be.
Yeah.
Then you might be able to convince them otherwise that actually their career is
exactly that
as well. So
I mean, if you remember back in the day with the whole thing with Vieira, and every year Henry was rumored to be going to an Real Madrid or Barcelona or whatever, but we always were challenging. So then we always had that strength in order to be able to convince the player or the manager. Wenger was always able to convince those players to stay. And I think, as long as we're doing the right things on the pitch, listen, Arsenal's a huge club. Club. Right now, admittedly, we're not doing as well as we should be. But you get us now in the Champions League, that's it. Talk done. Listen, we will then be able to now push for the top players, without taking any chances. And obviously then we would then be able to attract those players and then push on. I mean,
and I think this point's really important as well. I think Arteta has been judged,
and this is where he will be judged
out of a playing squad that ultimately isn't really his. It's a squad he inherited. He wasn't really given funds in his 2 previous windows to make serious inroads into taking the squad to where he needs to. And look, I mean, people talk about stepping stone club. Mr. B, you're a Man United fan. That's exactly what Ronaldo did with you guys. And
exactly.
Even a big club like Manchester United has and will be continued to be used as a stepping stone. These are the facts. Right?
Listen, once we're back in the
rivals can laugh.
Once we're back in the Champions League, there's no club in England that we would lose players to. I will stand by that. Do you know what I mean? It won't happen. But once we fall out of it, but as long as we're going the right way, I think we're good. I honestly think we're good. And then the only teams really who can really talk to us then really about maybe being a stepping stone is your Barcelona's, Real Madrid's. That is it.
And look, they're in the mud at the moment, financially speaking, to say as well. So look, like I think all in all, in terms of it's good. I think our chances have reduced with United and Liverpool coming in. I'm not going to pretend. Do you
think? Do you believe that?
I think to a degree they have, because they can offer him European football. And
I think this transfer has been done.
That is said to have been a massive prerequisite for him. But I think what stands in our stead, as I said, is the fact that we can probably offer him the clearest route to a first team. And also the fact that we've been in for him for the longest. You know, it's not like we haven't turned around and said, we can't get this player, we can't get this player, we can't get this player. I suppose we'll take you. Yeah. We've wanted him all along. We've said, you know, last season, you know, it was only an extortionate agent fee that stopped us paying 50 million euros for him. So I think that also will massage his ego a bit. You know, the fact that, look, these guys have been there from day one. You know, like they've been the day one guys that have lodged the interest first. You know, these are the guys that have wanted me. These guys have had a clear plan for me from a very long time ago. Whereas these guys are badging together a plan because this guy, that guy, and the other guy has turned them down, or you know, or because I seem like an affordable option, just because my price is now slashed in half.
Now they're coming in,
because they value me as a player in the same way that Arsenal would. So look, to be clear, I still think Liverpool and United's interest. I'm not worried about Spurs' interest. I mean, like, I mean, who are they? Irrelevant FC, you know. But Liverpool and United respect where it's due to those guys. They've got the pull to definitely snap this transfer up from underneath our eyes, and I'm cautious of those guys. But
I don't think that I don't think Liverpool are. I don't think I would maybe in the positions of Gini Wijnaldum, maybe, but I'm not sure that Aouar could do that role like Wijnaldum did it. To be fair, I think he was quite an unsung hero, Wijnaldum. But
the thing is, him coming in, what would that spell for Thiago, Henderson, and Fabinho? I mean, look, Fabinho is...
The more we're thinking about it, the more I'm thinking it could happen.
Fabinho is voted as a CDM. Like, for me, at the moment in the world, he is the best CDM. I'm not capping here. Like, there's...
I think he's good. Will probably have a word to say about that.
Box to box, but I think if you look at how rounded Fabinho is as a footballer, you know, like, and
he's decent.
How important he is to Liverpool's system. He's not benching Fabinho for anyone.
No, but I heard that Henderson might be gone. Thiago's in his 30s. Wijnaldum's gone.
Wijnaldum's gone, but
Oxlade-Chamberlain is not going to be offered a new contract, and I think he's coming up to 2 years remaining on his on his deal. So there's going to be a lot of
definitely in Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago. These guys are proven. You know, like, I mean, Henderson has won the league and the CL with them. You know, has been their long-standing captain. You know, I think this contract talk, he's going to renew his contract.
Probably,
like, Like, they're not they will face, like, FSG will face major fan overhaul, like uproar if they don't. You know, like, he's a fan favorite. He's a mainstay of that team. You know, Fabinho. You know, you look at what he's achieved with Liverpool and with Monaco. You know, Thiago, I mean, he's done it with Barcelona, he's done it with Bayern, and, you know, last season.
Do you know what? I actually think, and this is actually quite funny. I actually think this is quite funny because Thiago was there, Willian.
Huh?
Thiago was there, Willian. I swear. Because listen, he's gone so downhill. I was thinking, oh my gosh, when they got Thiago, I was thinking, oh my god, they're just gonna go from straight. He hasn't done anything.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't agree. I think to the start of his Liverpool career, there was issues, but they had no centre backs, and then, like, Fabinho was having to play as a centre back. Probably the established Henderson was injured, so the established players that he needed to help him integrate in midfield weren't there. So I'll give him a blight for that.
Okay.
If you look towards the end of the season, you definitely saw improvements in his game. You know, and finally getting his goal against Southampton, I believe it was.
But still not good enough to. He was benched, didn't it, for an 18-year-old for the Spanish team. So
but look, listen. I firmly believe with Klopp,
I'm just getting back at all the Liverpool supporters trying to say their piece. So that's all. I'm just giving it back. That's all.
With Klopp, he's definitely got credit in the bank. Like, I think, and with Klopp as well, he has had ample opportunities to maybe change his system to play with 2 centre mids and a number 10, and he hasn't done that. So, I mean, Aouar, is an advanced 8 or a 10. Is he going to do that? Is he going to play him on the left where he can also play? So all I'm saying is
this comment actually, and I understand what you're saying, because you really have to temper your excitement. I mean, he didn't have the best of seasons last year, but hey, every top player goes through one of those seasons where they have a dip in performance and stuff.
And I think the whole Lyon team fell off an edge of a cliff last season. It wasn't just Aouar, and he did have some fitness issues as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think there is that danger. Will he adapt to the Premier League? It's a big question. It's a big ask. But I just think for 20 to 25 million euros, with that being circumstantial, that's the only reason he's being sold that cheap is because Lyon need the money. So even if it doesn't work out, he's going to hold a ceiling value that will still be above that 25 million euro figure.
100%. 100%.
So,
he's a decent player, and he's only going to get better. Barring injuries, he will be soon, an international in that French team. Pretty much a nailed on. So I don't know, man. I think it's done, though, King. I actually think this one has been done for some time. And I think at the moment, it's just the rumor mill kind of like talking up and trying to put 2 and 2 together with certain clubs that need midfielders, but coming up with 5. I don't think those other teams are interested. Maybe Tottenham did try a thing with Ndombele because I don't know, because but again, that is trying to put 2 and 2 together, because Ndombele used to be a Lyon player. He's not been doing that well at Tottenham, and they want to replace him or try and put Aouar in or whatever. And hey, that would make that could be a good deal for Lyon and for Tottenham to swap Aouar for Ndombele. But hey, what do I know?
The thing is, at the end of the day, I just can't see him wanting to go to Spurs with the interest from. I'm not trying to shit on Spurs here, but you've got Arsenal, you've got United, and you've got Liverpool in for you. And you do Spurs, and that's not even just the Arsenal North London thing, yeah. That's like the 3 biggest clubs in England and Spurs. Do you know what I mean?
And Spurs might as well be in blooming Southampton coming in. I mean,
look what happened with Koundé, right? They had a bid accepted for 30 million and Davison Sanchez, and the guy said, "I don't even want to talk to Spurs. I don't even want to talk to him." So the deal just completely fell apart. You see what I mean? 15 times they're trying to sign managers, and you think they're going to get Aouar from underneath the noses of 3 clubs? No, I mean, listen. Hell will freeze over before I see that. I said it, yeah. You can, when you clip this, yeah, send it to the PAXTON road lot. If I'm wrong, yeah, if I am wrong, if I've missed in any way, shape, or form, yeah, then they can do what they want with it on the show, because it's not happening. Yeah,
not happening.
Not going Spurs, man. Not a chance. I mean, moving on to Ben White though. Anyway, yeah, I think that obviously that looks done. I think the fees agreed now. You just got to do a medical. The personal terms are agreed. Yeah, I agree. Don't rush the man off of holiday just to do a medical and announce it. Look, it's done. It's dusted. Amondi asked a question earlier about what my thoughts are on Ben White and signing a centre back. Everyone's saying, a lot of people saying we had the 3rd best defensive record in the league. Why get a centre back? And look, at the start of the window, I agreed. I thought Saliba and Mavropanos would come back that look proficient enough as ball-playing centre-backs, which clearly is what Arteta is looking for. Someone in defence who is able to progress the ball, carrying it, and with their passing ability. That very much was David Luiz for the last 2 seasons. So whatever we want to say about the number of centre-backs we have, in terms of the specific profile and that quality, that was the one that David Luiz had in spades. And to bring someone in who technically is unpolished in Ben White, he's only proven himself 1 season in the Premier League, although he's very good at Leeds and getting them promoted. I think it shows progression as well. from a technical perspective, but also in the overall vision of the club to bring in young, up and coming talent that can grow into a level of maturity and importance to our first team. So I'm happy with it. You know, I think we're selling enough players to be able to offset, you know, the money that we're spending on Ben White. That was my one concern. Would buying Ben White for 50 million affect our ability to, say, go for Maddison for 60, 70 million? And as long as the answer is no, I'm happy to sign Ben White.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I think Ben White is an upgrade on Rob Holding. And I think he's looking to play Gabriel with Ben White.
Can I just answer this quickly? He played in the back four, both with Brighton and with Leeds. Obviously, Brighton deployed a back three more, but he's played in back fours with both of them.
Yeah, he's a look. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I completely scouted Ben White and I know everything about him and his this and his that. But what I do know and what I have seen, especially when he played against us the back end of last season, he was decent and he was everywhere. He was one of the reasons why the score was as close as it was, really. I think he's going to be a good addition. He'll be able to slot straight in, especially in the way that Arteta likes to play. I think now, with this signing, it shows exactly that Arteta has a proper and clear way in which he wants to play and how he wants to set up. And that, for me, if he can be as good as Luis at his prime, but without the mistakes, we've got a baller. We've got a player.
Absolutely. And I think Amondi, just very quickly, I think the pros there, I think, are very clear in his ability to progress and carry the ball, to pass out from defense as well. He's got great passing range. His dribbling ability as well. He likes to beat a man from deep areas to bring the ball into midfield. And
I think that confidence will allow us to play from the back.
That basically, I think if you look at England and their success at the Euros, Stones and Maguire were two of the best ball progressing centre backs, be it with their dribbling and with their passing as well. What that does is, the ability to play out of a press. So he makes a lot of left diagonal passes, often playing on the right side as an auxiliary centre back in a back three. He would hit a lot of those diagonals into Trossard in their left-hand channel for Brighton. Right, okay. He was doing similar things with Leeds as well. And, I would say deficiency-wise, I think his aerial abilities has shown some weaknesses. I think that's definitely something that
but that's where Gabriel or Mari would come in and command that piece. I mean, I guess as a centre back, he's only about 6 foot, I believe. So it's not crazy tall. But listen, I think he's going to be a decent addition. It does, in my opinion, improve our first 11, and that's a positive, absolute positive. I'm glad. I think on Monday, earlier in one of his comments, asked us to rate the transfers out of 10, and I actually rate the Ben White one. I'd say 7.5.
Yeah, I think that's the rating I would give it. I think he's not the finished article, and I think the aerial deficiency could be a big thing when we're going up against your Burnleys, your Watfords, when they the teams with United with Cavani, and his ability in the air, that could be a problem. I'm not going to lie, that could be a problem. but in terms of Arteta's system and having proficient ball playing players, in your defense, in your midfield, and in your attack, right the way down to your goalkeeper, You know, I think that's the vision that he's very much bought into. So he definitely raises the floor in the defensive area.
The centre backs we've had have changed so much in the last 3 years. From the likes of, you say, you know, Mavropanos has gone, Socrates, Mustafi, and all these players all had, for me, that kind of air of, oh my God, get rid of the ball, kind of. You know, when they've got the ball, you're saying to yourself, get rid of the bloody ball.
Yeah.
But these guys now, you can have that degree of kind of confidence in them that they can do that. Was it on Monday saying that I'd have too much physicality for Ben White? I see that. Yeah,
well, look, I mean, you know,
not now. I tell you.
At 23, though, let's be honest, right? Look, I mean, you know, I'm going to be going back to the gym now. You know, now I've had my second jab. Like, if you look at developing yourself physically, Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, when he came to the Premier League, the guy was a bean. Yeah. Alex Ferguson looked at him, his technical ability. He started feeding him 2 or 3 steaks a week. Started making him do a lot of work in the gym physically, and that's where his game, like, without that time at United,
it's quite attribute,
athleticism wouldn't have developed to the point where he developed it. You know, so you know, like, look, when you're looking at the physical, like the strength, like the attributes of a player, like you can even, you know, train yourself to be quicker at running. You know, like, you know, the athletic side of the game, you know, is something that
100%. It's so it's so. Listen, the game is all about, you know, being technical and powerful at the same time. You have to be a proper athlete in today's game.
Yeah, but I think the technical side's a bit harder to coach, much harder. It's miles harder. You know, like the technical side of the game is less coachable than the physical. Of course,
no, yeah. I mean, there's. Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, fun, did you?
Yeah. Back in the days, I was all right. Cheers, bro.
Oi, listen, Amondi, I'll
give you your money later.
Your spaghetti arms, you know. Behave. Listen.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that. He's trying to get a rise out of you. Oh, Monday. Yeah. He's good, man. He's good.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. And it never mattered when I was on the pitch, man. You'd have to catch me, and that was not possible or very difficult.
Rapid
at the time. But look, in terms of Ben White, I think I'd rate him similar. I think LOKONGA I'd rate at about 7.
Yep.
And
I was gonna say that as well.
Tavares, again, I'd rate it at 7.
Yeah, I'd say about 6.5, something like that. I mean, I need to see him fully, because I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my gosh, I've seen him, he's done this, that, and the other. But he looks decent from what I saw of him at the preseason game against Rangers. He looks decent, and that's what we need. So when Tierney is injured,
I can't be having this to my name.
Come on, man.
Embarrassing.
When he is injured, at least you know what's gonna happen now. Tony's gonna catch that on me, I tell you. Oh dear.
2 6-1s, man. Serious.
No, I'll show you another day on Monday. Mine's actually quite sore from the gym the other day, so there you go. But listen, I as long as you know Tavares can come in and do a job, and we're not so hampered or hamstrung like the way we was last season. Because when Tierney was out, it was a huge issue. You know, sometimes you play Maitland-Niles there, sometimes you'd have Cedric there, and the whole balance of the team was just kind of taken. It was just totally messed up. Obviously, we're getting rid most probably of Kolasinac, and but he wasn't there all season, and I think I just hope that he's not too much of a downgrade on Tierney, and he does do well, and doesn't suffer any injuries himself.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Exactly.
But moving on to other stories. Now, this is another one that I want to talk about, right? Because I firmly believe a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a toss-up between Maddison and Aouar. The more I look into this window, I think we're going to pull a madness off. I think we're going to get both. A lot of both.
Do you think?
Aouar. Yeah, because
here's a conspiracy theory. Do you think the whole ESR thing might have been ESR plus money for Jack Grealish?
Nah, I just think Villa were fishing.
Okay,
I genuinely do. I just think Villa were fishing.
I tell you, mate, they're fishing in shallow waters, mate. With nothing there,
with no bait.
No bait. That's ridiculous.
They didn't even have a fishing rod.
Nah, they were just standing there. They were just standing there.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Dear, oh dear. You know what? You can put my 6 swans out there all you like, mate. You know, it's not going to bother me, mate. But yeah, look, to be honest, I think, yeah,
could be a problem.
Yeah, I think this could be a problem. But staying on the topic of, I think Maddison and Aouar's happening.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts. If not, we're going to get 2 kind of attacking mids, because I think what we're looking at is a left channel as well. Martinelli can play on the left. ESR can play on the left. What's clear is he wants ESR playing a lot more centrally.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want ESR playing out wide if he doesn't have to. Yes, we've got Pepe and Saka who can play on the left, but both play better on the right. So I think there are right-sided options. So Martinelli, you know, if you're playing that inverted kind of winger or forward system, and ESR the only guys that can do it on the right, but you can't have ESR covering 2 positions. And look, they're both young and they've both had injury problems previously in their career. So I don't think he's going to want to trust, you know, going into this is like Groundhog Day for Arsenal Football Club. I think he is going to want to bring in. Aouar can play centrally as an advanced 8 as well. So he offers flexibility in a 4-3-3 system.
Yeah.
In a 4-2-3-1, if you're playing Partey next to him and him as an advanced 8, with maybe another number 10 in a 4-3-3, maybe say Aouar and Willock could play with a Partey or a Basuma behind them, you know, and I think that's what he's looking at. Aouar can also play on the left. He's gone on record saying he likes and he enjoys playing on the left and coming inside as well with his right foot. So look, we got options, man. I think we're going to look at both of them, and I think the players that we're moving out. Look, Guendouzi's option, which is an obligation, is like 11 or 12 million.
It's 12 million, yeah.
Xhaka's going for 17.5 million euros. Torreira, he's going to probably go for 15 to 20 million euros. Bellerin, he's going to go with an option, 15 to 20 million. That's nearly 100 million right there.
Give
or take 20 or 30 million. Look, then you got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you've got Nketiah, El Neni could go, Willock could go. Look, we can easily raise 100 mil from sales. And
because you wouldn't get much change from 100 mil for those 2 players. With Maddison going for 60 plus and then Aouar going for 25, 30. It'd be best part of 100 mil. I think there is talk of us looking for both.
Miss Molina.
Hi, Miss Molina. How you doing? I think with I've had a lot of rumors as well and a lot of noise coming out that Maddison is serious.
Yeah, Maddison's interested. Why would they downgrade? Downgrade from a club that's won 6 trophies in their entire career, only won their first FA Cup last season and won 48.
Yeah.
They're the 18th richest club in the world, right? I checked it, 18th or 19th, yeah. Their revenue generation for the last 5 years has actually been in a deficit. And we've got a global brand, and our revenue generation up until of late was profitable, and just the history that we got.
No, it's not even just about history. I mean, as I said, we're still a well-respected name club within the whole footballing world. everyone knows about Arsenal. Fair enough. The players that are probably coming in, your 20 to 25-year-olds are still talking about the Armoury's and Perez's or whatever, and that's a good thing for us.
Well, the thing is,
need to act. We need to act.
Yeah, exactly. And look, the thing is, if you can, we've spent 150 odd million in a window before. All that I'm saying is that we're doing the same thing, but then spending another 100 based on the players we get out the door. That's what's going to happen. So when they said this 250 million thing, it was like, yeah, basically we're going to put 100 to 150 down of our money, and then we're going to get rid of several players that is going to basically.
I don't think we're going to raise 150 mil.
No. About 100.
Possibly, yeah, it's possible. I think Miss Million was talking about Ben White and ESR, the 5-year contract. Yeah, that needs to get done ASAP. Just need everything just to get, just to get so. I'm really surprised that ESR stuff hasn't been done before now. I'm really surprised actually. It's not like he's been on international duty or anything like that. I'm really surprised that hasn't been done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's right. Maddison would be a great sign. And the thing is, he's an Arsenal fan. I'm not sure if people know that. He's an actual Arsenal fan. And the thing is, that goes a long way. You look at players like Locatelli, he's a Juve fan. Mm-hmm. And that's probably, listen, if you think about it, if you have a team abroad or whatever, and you got, a team that your boyhood team that you've always raved about, supported, coming in for you, you're going to hold out for that team, regardless if the team abroad is a big team or whatever. They'd have to be the only team that could really probably battle Juve for Locatelli would be your Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I'd agree.
But, I don't know, man. I think we're trying to get. There's so much talk about Maddison. It's just there's got to be some truth. They say where there's smoke, there's fire. There's got to be some truth in that talk. And I actually think that Aouar thing, as I said before, is nearly done.
Yeah, and I think what it is we've done like the easiest bits first. And the other bits have been more ongoing. A few people have asked about right backs in the comment section.
I heard a little a few noises coming out today. Yeah, about this guy. But again, he doesn't want to leave.
No, he doesn't. But I think, and I don't think we'll get Dest, if I'm being honest. One thing I will say is Barcelona have 4 right backs on their books. They exercised a buyback option on Emerson from Betis for 9 million. So they brought him in. We were linked to Emerson as well. We've been linked to Emerson earlier on in the window. Very good for Betis. Has played in the back 4 and a 5 as a wing back. Quite adept at doing both. And I thought that Barca exercised that buyback option to sell him on as a profit. But now the talk is that Dest might leave. But Dest played 41 games for Barcelona last season. He was integral to their team. So
yeah, but how good was he? That's the thing. I mean,
he was good. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about when I saw. I'm going to be honest, right? When I saw Barcelona playing the Champions League, and when I saw him play, I wasn't crazy impressed, to be honest. He looked decent enough, but I wouldn't say, oh my god, like I've seen like Hakimi play, and when I saw him play, I was just like straight away, it's like, whoa, this dude is serious. How comes Real Madrid are letting this kid go out on loan, etc., and all of a sudden he's now ended up at Inter Milan? But just to kind of move to the side a bit, I have also heard intimations regarding Max Aarons.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
For me, that would be a better option for me personally. But then again, you'll have the English tax on that, and I'm not sure how much that will be.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about 25 million being the price, and it's strange because I was hearing the price being quoted as higher than that. Closer to 40 at the beginning of the window. And look, they've just sold Buendia, so they're not they're not going to be in a massive need to sell. I mean, if we could do it for 25 million, it's a bit of a no-brainer for me because he actually played a lot of Premier League games.
He was decent. He was decent in Premier League.
And he was decent. Yeah, you know, and you can cover on both sides. So yeah, I think either of those two would be good options. But I think what is clear is that they are identifying the right back position as a problem area. I will be very surprised if we don't go into next season with a new right back. The other thing that I want to point out as well, Tavares scored his goal with his right foot. He's adept at using both his feet. He is more left-footed, but he is two-footed, which for me, as a fullback, represents someone that can easily play on both sides.
Yeah.
So I would look at him as cover for both of the fullback areas, along with Chambers, who we've got. But yeah, I definitely think we will go in.
Going back to I know what you're saying. Curran there say what's on that. Dest is not on the move. Yeah, I agree with that, and neither is Aaron's. But yeah, I guess that's probably all speculation. Just one thing I wanted to do just to point out as well. With that, I'm not even sure how much longer he's got on his contract. To be honest, I'm not sure how long his contract is. There was a question there from Barbados MUFC. He said, "What position do you guys see Arsenal finishing?"
And that until the 30th.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I agree. Ask me again. What's it? August 30th, 31st?
For me, I just don't see the point in being speculative when you haven't finished making all your signings. You haven't judged your players that are playing in pre-season. We've got Gabriel and Martinelli at the Olympics. So they're going to come back later as well, which is going to be a problem. And obviously the other teams around you, you got to see what they're doing, both in pre-season and their business. Like, it's too early for me.
I agree with what Curran said there regarding the right back.
I think before Bellerin goes, we're not really going to look at that area, but I think Trippier's going to go to United. If I'm being honest.
You imagine us getting Trippier and we win the league? No, my God!
No thanks.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. Squad building.
Squad building. But I think my thing is about improving on the players that leaves. We improve the first 11. That's what we all want to see. Is that first 11 being improved upon? And the biggest area is your midfield and your right back. And I think we've actually made an improvement on the centre back, but definitely right back and midfield have got to be improved on without a shadow of a doubt.
I really think the left side of midfield is being not talked about enough because, as I said, Martinelli, he's going to come back from the Olympics late. That's leaving the ESR to play as a right winger, and who else? Pepe and Saka, they're left-footed, but I mean, obviously that would involve you changing the system because they're left-footed. They're going to have to be coming inside.
Here's the thing. Why does he always play Reece Nelson on the right?
This is a good question. Maybe you could put Reece there, but I definitely think it could be looked at. I'm not going to say above the others that you named.
No.
Others are the higher priorities, but it definitely could be looked at. But moving on to the last. We've got a few things to discuss there. Some that we've gone over already. Yeah, Ben White is going to do his medical on the 26th.
The last one in that paragraph scares me about Ramsdale.
I think, and it depends. I think, is he a goalkeeper that could improve? Yes. Is he a goalkeeper that I see currently better than Leno? No. The biggest question mark I've got is he a goalkeeper that can become better than Leno? And I've got reservations there. But I think from a perspective of the system, buying the player for the system, he is comfortable. Well, I don't want to... Yeah, his game relies on him being comfortable with the ball at his feet as well.
I don't know, man.
The price that I'm hearing, 25 million. Like,
come on, man. No. Yeah, I can't see, no, I'm not happy with that. We had a chance to get Onana for what, less than 10 million euros, and we're going for Ramsdale. That don't make sense to me. It really don't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
Lex, how you doing? Yeah, my boy Lex, my bro.
Lex, man, Xhaka is going. He's gone. So
He's gone. He's gone.
I think for me, I would want Basuma.
But that's gone quiet. Hasn't that gone quiet?
Look, and I think it will until the end of the window because we know it can be done. And I think we're waiting to see what Locatelli and the Neves situation is, not because we don't fancy Basuma, but I think what we see are some hallmark traits and similarities in the profile of Partey and Basuma. So I think what Arteta's thinking is, I need someone from a deeper position that can offer more of a playmaker's capabilities, like Xhaka. Obviously, an improvement on Xhaka's contributions, but someone that
I'm just thinking, imagine if we field the trio.
I think Basuma could do that job.
Yeah.
You know, like, but also can offer you that grit, that resilience, and that ball winning capability as well. And then you've got that push pull system where one goes forward and one sits. I just think
imagine
it's
a three,
no-brainer.
A three where you have Basuma and Partey, and then Madison or Aouar. Oh my god! Wow.
And yeah, I definitely agree with this as well. Sam Johnson, I'd be happier with. I think, would he be happy with playing second fiddle to Leno for one season?
I think do you know what it would be? It would be very good competition.
Be a cheaper option because of his age.
Yeah,
and I think we've lodged an inquiry for him as well.
It would be very good competition for Leno.
Absolutely. Look, I think Ramsdale is a good young keeper, but I think where he is at the moment, he needs to play now. Like if his game will go backwards if he spends a season on the bench.
Oh, dear. Silver Fox, I'm better than Runarsson.
The thing with Ramsdale is if we're buying him, we would need to go the whole hog and play him over Leno, which is crazy. And it will cause pain points for one season, but then in 2 or 3 or 4 seasons, it would probably look like in the longer term, it would benefit us. But in the short term right now, I don't see him as an upgrade to Leno, which means many other people, including the coaching staff and Mikel Arteta, are going to think the same, which means what do we do? Loan him out again? Loan him back to the club or loan him to another club where he gets first team minutes and then we go through this whole Saliba thing again? I think it's a big question mark for me. I just think the whole thing with Ramsdale that begs for me. I agree with this as well. Basuma will be a quiet thing until we've moved the right amount of midfielders. And I think I will add, I'll definitely add Torreira to that list as well.
What is the hold up with Xhaka leaving at the moment? I mean, are we still trying to get squeeze more money out of?
Agreeing the price with Roma, yeah.
Okay. To be fair, I think we should because he had a good Euros. He was decent in the Euros. Do you know what I mean? And if we're only getting if we're quoted 30 odd million for Locatelli weren't any better than Xhaka in the Euro champs.
No,
in my opinion, anyway.
Well, I don't think he didn't play as much, but he's a better player than Xhaka.
He is a better player, but his performance in the Euro champ that should add on a few more mils to Xhaka's price.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, but I think Xhaka's got much more of a clear runway in the center of Switzerland midfield than
he's got runners. He's got runners all over the place for him. Does his running for him? Do you know what I mean? Whereas how Arteta plays, Xhaka needs to have some sort of athleticism, which he doesn't have, and that's where he gets kind of found out.
Locatelli's pathway to the first team at Italy, you got Barella, Verratti, and Berardi, and Jorginho. Not Berardi, sorry. Yeah, Berardi's more of an attacker.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it was Barella, Verratti, and Jorginho. So can be forgiven for not getting the minutes, but when he played,
Decent.
he put the foot wrong. Yeah. So look,
I agree with that. Locatelli ain't coming.
I'm not ruling Locatelli out. You know, look, at the end of the day, what's clear is we're going in for very good players.
Is that real? Is she just pulling our leg on that one?
Nah, it won't be 30. No chance.
I don't think Roma got 30 mil, to be honest, to spend on the player.
No, I don't. But guys, I think that's all the stories that we are going to go over today. As Canners, as always, it's been good to have you on the show. Thank you to all the guests that have appeared today. Shout out to the Arsenal Massive, obviously Silver Fox, Curran from Ball Over Passion, Melina, check out her stuff as well on YouTube. You know, hoping to maybe have her on or feature on one of her shows very soon. Big up Gems, Amondi from FTB, from
Mr.
Liverpool,
B.
the Man United Agenda shows respectively. Mr. B as well. Thank you for tuning in. And guys, it's been good to catch up with you with today's stories. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with more.
Strap yourselves in. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks for us.
Trust me, man. Like, things are picking up now, man. Things are picking up now. So yeah, we will be back to bring you the latest on all of those stories as well. Take it easy, guys.
Peace.